Stop scrolling. If you are preparing for 2026 UTME, there is a book that will make a difference between 200 and 300 plus in your total score. That book is the Lekki Headmaster. The Lekki Headmaster. So some students have already read through the pages, but today I will assure you that we are going to outsmart the exam. In fact, I have already analyzed the theme, I've analyzed the characters and their roles, and I'm going to summarize the book. And most especially, or most importantly, I have about 80 questions from the book. So after this video, you will not only know the story, but you will be able to answer the questions from the book. So let's get started. The book is the Lekki Headmaster. The book is written by Kabir Alabi Garba, and we are going to start with characters and their roles. The major characters. The first one is Mr. Adewale Adebepo. This is the protagonist of the novel. He is a disciplined, dedicated principal, a man of integrity, and during his career ending, before the retirement, he faces a lot of problems or crises. Then Mr. Adewale Adebepo, that is, Chief Ogba. Chief Ogba is the antagonist. He's a wealthy, powerful parent. And when the son was insulted during manifesto in the election, the man sued the school. And we also have banking, that is bank college, and SS3 students who ex-convict insult on his opponent resulted in the conflict in that book. Then Rush is Banky's opponent or rival in that election. Both of them were struggling for or competing for social prefect. He was the one insulted that gave rise to that conflict in the novel. Then Mr. Ignatius, this is a wealthy parent, very wealthy, but he's the man that wanted to relocate to UK with the family. But it happened that the DNA scandal now destroyed that ambition or the plan to relocate the family. Then we have major supporting characters, that is the admin. We have Mrs. Ibudunglos, that is the managing director of the school. The woman sees to the business interest of the school. We also have Grace Ape, the vice principal. She works with the protagonist, Mr. Bepo, as he is popularly known. She works with him, and his own role, her own role rather, is that of discipline in the school. So we can see in her own character everyday struggle of being able to discipline the students from a wealthy family. Okay, then we have Sherry, Bepo's wife. She is a supportive wife and also a professional nurse. Then we also have minor characters too. And one of them is Mr. Salami, the chemistry teacher, Mr. Ayesoro, fine art teacher. This man has a deep tribal mark that a kind of scare some students. And he's also a comic person. He portrays comic relief in the novel. Then Titus is the gatekeeper or the security man. In fact, when parents arrive at the school, he's the one that sees the other the real other side of the parents. Then we also have Mrs. Lade, the complaining parents. She was the one that complained that her daughter Bibi had a nightmare, and that nightmare, the cause was Mr. Ayeso, the tribal mark on the face. Then we also have Favour. Well, Favour is a victim. She was the one that the DNA confirmed that this Mr. Ignatius is not the real father or the biological father. We have Mrs. Ibidun. This one is different from the Ibidun Gloss, the MD. This one is a flamboyant parent that added stress to what Mr. Bepo have to handle, giving him more stress, causing more crisis in the school. So these are the characters and their roles. Also, I want to talk about the setting. Let's talk about the setting. There are two types of setting in the book that we want to talk about. One of them is physical setting. So one is physical setting. The other one is social setting. So under physical setting, it has to do with the modern day school in Lagos, especially or specifically in upscale area of Lekki and Adewale Jones in Ikeja. Then social setting. In social setting, we see a world of elite parents, and we see their private education, expensive tuition, Japa culture that is trying to migrate. And then we also see the influence of these wealthy parents on school administration. That is the school setting we have. Okay, now let's talk about the theme of the novel. The theme. When we say the theme, it means the message, the main message or the central idea in the novel. So I'll give you about 3 or 4 of them. The first one is integrity versus conflict or even corruption. Then the second one is Japa syndrome. Japa syndrome. The third one is private school discipline. And the fourth one is identity. Let's explain each of these things. In this first one, integrity versus conflict or corruption, we can see that Mr. Bepo is a man of integrity. But towards the end of his service to the school, before his retirement, we see he faces conflict from parents and even the students that he has to manage. Okay, that is it. And the conflict, one of them is triggered by Chief Ogba trying to sue the school. And is he going to dance to his tune, or maybe do whatever he say against his own principle? Then we also have Japa syndrome. This Japa syndrome is a kind of migration. This team explores Mr. Ignatius' family that want to travel to UK, and we have seen that the DNA scandal stopped them from doing so. We also have the team of private school discipline. In fact, from this, we see the vice principal who is responsible for school discipline, how she battled with the wealthy parents when it comes to the issue of discipline. These wealthy parents will try to take over discipline and administration of the school, and that is what is obtainable in schools that have wealthy parents. Then we have identity. This is explored through the minor character Favour, that was identified as a person that is not a biological daughter of Mr. Ignatius. And also we see this identity too from that of Mr. Ayesoro. The next one is identity. That is, like I said, this is explored through Favour, that the father rejected Mr. Ignatius. He said that from the DNA, she is not the biological, he is not the biological parent of Favour. And then we can also see it from what happened to Mr. Ayesoro, the man with deep tribal mark, and it was as if there is a discrimination against him because of that. So that is what we can say on identity. Now let's have small summary of this book. Let's summarize it. Okay, that is the plot summary. So it's a brief summary. You see, the book started with the school assembly, where Mr. Bepo, the principal, walks ponderously to the podium. He takes the mic from Angel, the chapel prefect, and everybody was looking at him for him to talk. Instead of talking, he burst into tears. So the school nurse, Titi, took him away from there to console him, and both Titi and the vice principal, they tried to find out what is wrong, but he didn't say anything. And then from the novel, we can say exactly what happened. It was the crisis that this man was facing after 24 years of his service to the school, about to retire. He faced a lot of crises. One of them is what happened during school election, where Banky, one of the SS3 students that was vying for the post of social prefect, insulted his opponent or his rival, Rush. And he told Rush that his father was an ex-convict that stole 2.5 billion naira, and as such was detained. Now, Chief Ogba, who was really detained for 36 months before then, tried to sue the school. In fact, he threatened massive lawsuit. And he also, not only that, he also mandated the school that they will offer public apology. And how will they do that? That they should write full apology page in in the school magazine. Okay, this is a threat. And then parallel to that is that of Mr. Ignatius trying to Japa, or plan to travel or relocate abroad with the family. And the mandatory DNA test revealed that her daughter Favour, that he is not the biological father of Favour. So all these things together, the book call it the snake in the roof. That is the threat that this principal, Mr. Bepo, has to face, okay, before his retirement. But he has this way of handling it. Being a man of integrity, he refused to bow to the bullying of Chief Ogba and other problems, like the problem caused by Mrs. Ladele that had nightmare because of Mr. Yeso. Okay, all these ones are like snakes in the roof. He overcame them, or he overcomes them. And at the end, he reflected on the 24 years service he has rendered to the school from dusk to the dawn of his retirement. So there are lessons in the book. One of them is integrity and accountability. So when we are doing things, we should know that we should have integrity and we will be accountable to whatever we do. And remember that students are looking at teachers as their role model. So we have to do things in a way that they too will learn from us. Okay, all right, so that's the summary. I will now give you the 80 questions, but I will just give you about 10 or more. Then in the description, I will give you all the 80. So when you go to the description, you will see all the 80 questions. Before we dive into 80 questions from this book, I want us to look at the chapter 6 of the book, the title. The title is Ade as well as Jide, comes versus come. This is a grammatical rule of Concord. You see, JAMB loves asking questions like this in exam. So how do we treat this? Is it comes or come? When you have a subject with as well as, for example, let's use this formula. S1 plus as well as plus S2 equals to verb agrees with S1. S1 is the first title, Ade, as well as plus S2, Jide. So the answer is we take the verb will agree with S1. Now S1 here is Ade. How many people are there? One person. So the answer is comes. Why? Because Ade is singular and it must agree with the singular verb. Singular verb is the one that has S. So in grammatical rule or Concord, what we have is Ade as well as Jide comes. The same thing applies to when you have along with, accompanied by, or together with. When you have these words, if I have something like Ade together with Jide, Ade accompanied by Jide, Ade as well as Jide, Ade along with Jide, is the same. The answer will be comes, because Ade is the main subject of the sentence, and so the verb must follow it. Do you get it? Now let's go to the questions. The questions are divided into different categories. The first one is questions on administrative. And the first question there is, who is the managing director, MD of Stardom Schools? The answer, Mrs. Ibudun Gloss. Please, I just want it to have direct answers instead of optional answers. Because once you know the direct answer, no matter the option they will give you, you will still get it. So the managing director of Stardom School is Mrs. Ibudu Gloss. Okay. The second one is, what is the role of Grace Ape in the novel? She is the vice principal, VP. The third one, who is the protagonist? Mr. Adewale Adebepo. Remember that he is the principal of the school. Then number 4, how many years of service did Mr. Adewale Adebepo give to the school before retirement? The answer is 24 years. Then the second category is the main conflict, the lawsuit. Number 5 there, what specific insult did Banky use against Chief Ogba that triggered the lawsuit? He called him an ex-convict that stole 2.5 billion. Still on the main conflict, that is second category, we have number 6. What does the snake in the roof, that is metaphor, represent in the story? The answer, the legal and administrative crisis, like the lawsuits threatening the school's peace. Then now the third category, we have the Japa and DNA scandal. The 7th question, why was the Ignatius family's UK visa denied? Answer, the DNA revealed that Ignatius was not the biological father of his daughter, Favour. Then number 8, what subject did Favour's mother study to prepare for life in the UK? Answer, tailoring and hairdressing. Number 9, what does the Japa syndrome in the novel symbolize? It symbolizes the Nigerian middle class desire to escape economic and social hardship by migrating abroad. Then we are now in the 4th category, comic relief and minor role. Who is the fine art teacher nicknamed Onwala? Mr. Ayesoro, known for traditional tribal maps. Still under comic relief and minor roles. Number 11, which parent led the complaint against Mr. Ayesoro's physical appearance? The answer is Mrs. Ladele, and she did that on behalf of her daughter, Bibi. Then 12, who is Titus in the context of Stardom schools? The school gatekeeper or security man. Then we have another category now, category 5, the chapter and grammar track. So 13, according to the rule in chapter 6, what is the correct verb? The MD as well as the teachers is or are in a meeting. Remember the rule. The rule says that the verb will follow the first subject. The first subject here is MD and it's one person. Okay, so it should be is because it's one person. If it is the teachers and MD, it will be are. Okay, then 14. What is the grammatical term for the as well as rule discussed in the book? The grammatical term is subject-verb agreement or Concord. Then the last one, what do the terms dusk and dawn represent in the book structure? Dusk represents Bepo's career crisis. Then dawn represents his hopeful retirement and a new beginning. Now, for the whole 80 of them, of the question, go to the description of this video. You will see everything. including the answers. Remember, I'm not putting options, because once you know the answer, no matter what options are, you must get the right answers. Okay, so I want you, if you have not read this book, go and read it. It will still help you the more. Okay, and if you have not subscribed and you enjoyed this, please subscribe for more. Thank you very much.